What if what you call lack of time is really just fear in disguise? Fear of failing, fear of not being enough, fear of not living up to your own expectations. Because many times we don't procrastinate out of laziness, but out of doubt. That subtle doubt that whispers in the back of your mind, what if it doesn't go well? Procrastination doesn't always look like giving up. Sometimes it looks like being busy with 1,000 things that don't matter. You check your email, clean your desk, make another coffee. Everything except what actually moves you closer to your goals. It's not a lack of discipline, it's a clever way to escape. Delaying things can also be a way to protect yourself. If you don't start, you don't risk. If you don't risk, you can't fail. But in trying not to fail, you're also giving up the chance to succeed. You're not postponing it because it doesn't matter. You're doing it because it matters so much. You don't know how to face it. And that's where you fool yourself. You convince yourself that later you'll have more energy, more clarity, more time. But later doesn't exist. It's a polite excuse that cages your present. The perfect moment doesn't arrive, it's built through action, not waiting. You know when everything starts to change? When you realize the first step doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be real. A paragraph written, an email sent, an idea put into motion. Small, clumsy, but honest. That gesture is more powerful than any flawless plan left untouched. Because moving even with fear is always better than standing still, waiting for fear to vanish. Action is what transforms fear into energy. You don't need to feel ready to start. You need to start to feel ready. Maybe the problem was never the clock, but your relationship with it. It's not about having more hours, it's about using the ones you have with courage. Time is like a blank page. If you don't write something, distraction will write it for you. Start by asking yourself, what am I trying not to feel by not doing this? Sometimes procrastination is just perfectionism in disguise. We want it to go so well, we'd rather not start at all. But progress doesn't come from perfection, it comes from doing. Make a list, but not of never-ending tasks. Make a list of tiny steps, things you can do in 5 minutes. Because the hardest part isn't doing everything, it's starting. And once you start, inertia breaks. Stop thinking about the finish line and focus on the next move. One word, one call, one decision. Small is not insignificant. Small is where everything big begins. Take a deep breath. Yes, that counts too. Prepare, focus, choose to move. Sometimes you just need silence and a moment with yourself to reconnect with why you started. Don't beat yourself up for procrastinating. You're not lazy. You're not incapable. You're just learning to face yourself with more compassion. The solution isn't pressure, it's presence. You're here. You're reading this. That's already a first step. Make a promise to yourself today. You won't wait for some magical burst of motivation. You'll act, even with doubts. Because motivation doesn't always come before action, it often comes from it. Surround yourself with reminders, not excuses. A visible calendar, a sticky note on your mirror, an alarm with a personal message. Not to control yourself, but to remind you of what you already know. You can do it if you let yourself. Celebrate every bit of progress, even the tiny ones. The brain learns with reward, not punishment. Be your own cheerleader, not your harshest critic. Progress doesn't always feel like a victory. Often it feels like peace. And if you slip, get back up. Not tomorrow. Now. Every starting again is really a sign you're still committed to yourself. Not to perfection, but to growth. Remember, you're not alone. Everyone, even the most productive people, wrestle with procrastination. The difference is who keeps waiting and who decides to push forward, even just a little. Speak to yourself the way you would to someone you love. Would you tell them they're hopeless, that they'll never make it? No. You'd say, do what you can, and if you mess up, I'm still here. Say that to yourself too. Do one thing, just one. And when you finish, acknowledge that you did it. That feeling is addictive. Progress feeds more progress, and before you know it, you'll be doing what yesterday seemed impossible. Every day is a new chance to rewrite your story. You don't have to become a different person. You just have to stop holding yourself back. Your best version isn't far. It's just behind that first step you still haven't taken.